Face on the front page. 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 One mic. Face on the front page. One mic. Face on the front page. One mic.
You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You ain't worth You don't deserve me.
Hey everybody, welcome to Just Give Me the Mic. This is your girl Deborah COCO. I'm so excited to be actually doing a show today. I haven't done a show in a little while. I know I've been kind of bad, been kind of caught up in some other projects, but we are back and I'm excited because this fall and winter, we have some great new shows. We have some great new artists. We have poets, filmmakers, people from our community. It's going to be a great mix of talented, positive people on the show coming up this fall. So again, if you have not checked out the show, make sure you do watch us every Sunday night at 10 p.m. on channel 68 on Cablevision in the Bronx, BRONXNET, and also catch us on Sundays at 8 p.m. in Manhattan on MNN2. And if you have not subscribed to Just Give Me the Mic on YouTube, make sure you go on YouTube right now and subscribe, and make sure you click that bell, hit that bell, so you can get notifications for some of our new shows that are coming up. Okay, so without further ado, I don't want to talk all through my intro. I'm just going to go right in and introduce this phenomenal, help me welcome Fynesse to the show, everybody. Yay! Hi, Fynesse.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me. And I have to start this off by giving a shout out to your dad. You know that. Because he's your manager, right? Shout out to Derek Scott because he is working overtime for his baby girl. I can tell you that.
Yes, he is.
Definitely working overtime. So we're going to start off the interview. Let us know a little bit about you and how you got started in music.
Of course. As you know, I'm Fynesse Banks. How you guys doing? I was born and raised in New York, Brooklyn, New York. I'm currently living in Orlando, Florida. I came out here for college. I went to Full Sail University, a very high-tech school, and it's a very awesome school, and I really recommend it for anyone interested in being in the industry in any way, honestly.
So tell us about, is it like a music school?
It's a music school, it's a film school, it does basically everything.
Oh, wow.
Really.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so how I got started in music is a long story. So I started out when I was about 4. Yeah, about 4, I started playing the piano at that age, and I started knowing my notes and stuff like that. My father, of course, taught me a little something here and there, and then I just grew up into it. I went to high school for orchestra.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I went for orchestra, and I played the violin at that time, so I can be a little versatile with my instruments.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was a very interesting experience. I learned how to arrange stuff. I'm able to create scores and things around that nature for movies, films, and stuff. And yes, and then I went to Full Sail. I moved out here to Full Sail, then I started getting into hip hop, R&B, and pop music, and just branched out from there.
So I have to take that back when I say new artist, because you're not really a new artist. Okay, maybe as coming out now with your music that you're doing, but you've always kind of been in the musical realm, so to speak. I think it's a wonderful thing when you can actually play instruments. Learning how to play the piano and the violin, and being part of an orchestra and having the knowledge of what you said of doing scores for different productions. I think that is such an asset for you as a woman coming up in this business. So I definitely need to applaud you for that and having that musical ear, because not everybody that comes out with music has that type of background, you know? So you learned firsthand from some people in the business who shared the knowledge with you. So how do you think being able to play instruments and going to school and being around people that can give you sound advice, how do you think that has helped you at this point right now with what you're trying to do?
Well, it's had a very big impact, mostly because when it comes to music nowadays, you have to definitely have a very keen ear to what you're doing. And now, at my point in what I'm doing, you have to worry about like different frequencies you got to listen to and make sure that things are correct in that nature. And you have to make sure everything is in key, because then there's some stuff that you got to get in key. And it's a lot of things that if you're not careful for, it can just ruin your whole like song in general. And so, and it's a very it's something you have to be very surgical with, basically. Yeah. So uh, learning how to be in key, learning how to make sure that things aren't sticking out in a way that is going to just ruin the whole track or the song or whatever it is that you're doing, stuff around that nature. Yeah.
So, a lot of artists have to rely on other people, right, for that information to know if they're in key, if they're singing it right. So that also puts you ahead of the game, because you can listen back, you're like, no, that doesn't sound right, right? You like to critique yourself in a sense. So that saves you a lot of money in the long run. You know that, right? When you can actually do that yourself, that will definitely save you when it comes to budgeting and things of that nature. You're not.
No, I'm solely a producer. That's the person singing in the new track that I'm doing is a dear friend of mine that I'm promoting for her for this song.
I thought it was you singing. Oh my God. I thought but that's still no, but what I'm saying is I like the track. I just actually listened to it a little while ago. For some reason, excuse me, that I misunderstood that you was actually the singer on the track. But let's talk about the process of producing this track for your artist. What are some of the things, like if an artist comes to you and says, I want to do a song, and they ask you to produce it, what are some of the factors that come into play for you when you're putting something together?
Well, first off, I have to get the mood right. So I have to know where they want to go with the song and what do they feel far as in the overall like intention for them wanting me to produce the song. I need to get all the emotion out before I start creating, so that I can give that same emotion back, so that they can give their best performance. So that's the number one thing that I'm looking for. And I'm also looking they want someone that they can relate to. So it's all about relation and getting to know a person and trusting them with your craft and what you want them to do with and build onto.
Good. So you kind of like personalize it for that artist, like what you know about them. Like you said, they come and break down what they're trying to do with the song, and then it kind of comes together for you.
Yes.
Okay. So in regards to the track that you just produced, let's talk about that, and we'll get into the artist. And is this the first track that you've actually produced?
Yes, this is the first track. I've had some others, but this is like an official like release that I'm doing.
Okay, okay, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that, you know. So let's talk about how do you feel now that the track is finished, you got the video out. How do you feel about the finished product?
I'm very excited. Nervous, of course, that's gonna happen. This is basically the first thing that's going to be released on different platforms, and it's I'm just excited for everyone to hear what's going on and how much work that me and the artist has worked on this, because we've been working on a while for this, and it's been hard, especially with COVID going around,
Right, right.
and we weren't able to really meet one on one. We had to do everything virtually, so it was harder
Oh,
with that as well.
so that was a challenge that you had to overcome during this time frame. So that, yeah, that's a totally different way to start out, right? Doing a
Yeah.
song like that, because you know sometimes you need to be face to face to really get a feel of where you want to go with it.
Mhm.
So do you know? Are there many? Tell us about female producers that you know about. That's actually females that are producing music. I know there are many women that are in the game that are producing. But what do you know? Is there differences between the male and female? Are there some challenges? Are there some advantages? Explain to us some of the things that you know about it.
Honestly, when it comes to male and female producers, it's it really doesn't seem more of a difference. It's more of it's a female. That's kind of what I get from that whole thing. Like, okay,
Okay.
she's a female doing this. This is different, but it's not. People make it different in a sense. And when it comes to being a female in the industry, it's very hard, especially when it's very male dominated. Far as in
Right.
that, and you have to like basically show out and make yourself heard and be on top of everything. And it's a lot of work, but it's definitely worth it down the road.
Good, good. I only say that because 9 times out of 10 we hear about the Dr. Dre's, we hear about we always hear Swiss Beats, we always hear the males in the forefront,
Mhm.
right? So now I hope you lead the way and change that whole thing right there and let us hear about more females
Of
that are
course.
doing music and showing their skills, right? So that's what I'm hoping. That was my only mention to highlight that because I want to see more females producing more track because we know music too. You know music. You went to school for it, and I'm quite sure there's a lot of other females in your class that I'm hoping that y'all trailblaze the way and open it when we hear about a lot more females doing this. So, what are your hopes? What are some of your aspirations that you're hoping for your career going forward?
Aspirations. So basically, I honestly just want it to be known that females are able to dominate this industry. It doesn't have to
Mhm.
be about males. We have a voice too, and we want to be heard, and we have a lot of talent. And for it to be shielded and basically hidden away sometimes, it's very unfair. And I believe that we can make a difference, and hopefully, I can be a part of that difference to making us as women, females in general, just be a part of something big and
Right.
make this industry great.
Right. I definitely agree with that. So give us the information about this new release. Tell us when I know the release, is it today? Was it yesterday? When was the release?
Actually, the release is tomorrow. It comes out
It's
tomorrow.
tomorrow. Yes. We getting first dibs
Yes.
on the song. So tell us about the track.
So this track, of course, the name of the track is "Worth It." It's about being in a relationship and realizing that it's not really going right, and you're realizing that it's not your time at all. to be in a kind of relationship where you're basically in a box and you need to be out of that. Like the guy is not worth your time, or your partner is not worth the time at that time, and you have to just go. It's basically just conflict that you have to get out of.
Right. To me, it was empowering. It was
Yes.
like, look, somebody recognizing, like you said, this situation is not for me. Like, I'm not going to waste my time trying to put energy into it when I already know, you know? And it's just time for me to just fly and, you know, and do me. So I found it to be very empowering. I was like, all right, because that's a message that a lot of people can benefit from today, you know, in all kinds of situations. It could be male or female. It's relatable across the board. So that's what I liked about it too. The music was great. The way she sang it, I felt it. Seeing the lyrics in the video, I'm like, okay, this is something that is relatable and that is catchy, and I think can go very far.
Yes, the lyrics I actually created myself. Basically, the whole track is me expressing my feelings to the situation. And when creating these lyrics, I wanted it to be empowering. I wanted people to relate to it, and that's always something that I feel music should be, because that is what music is. Something people can relate to and listen to and be like, yeah, I've been through that, and get
Right.
through it.
Right. No, it's a message that will definitely go across to a lot of people, will be able to relate to it on some level. And for this to be your first official project, I definitely commend you on even addressing a topic of that nature. And that's one of the things that's kind of tricky when you are putting out music, because it's like the industry kind of goes in waves, you know? And it's like, okay, what are we thinking about today? What are we discussing today? And with the whole culture of what's going on with social injustice and people feeling like they're not being heard, and people it kind of fits right into that, right? Because you have to feel good about yourself in order to walk away from certain situations. You have to be empowered as a person and make sure that people respect you. But number one, you have to respect yourself, right? So that comes across in this song. So it's a powerful track, you know, and it's called Worth It, right? So I definitely commend you on it. So Fynesse Banks, how can people follow you and work with you? And matter of fact, before you tell us that, tell us where we can find the track, right? Because it's going to be on different platforms, right? Tell us that.
Yes, so tomorrow first is going to be on iTunes and Spotify. You just search up Worth It under Fynesse Banks, and it'll be right there. And as far as in trying to find me on social media, Instagram is Fynesse_Banks1. Every other platform is Fynesse Banks. I'll be easy to find. I also have a website, FynesseMusic.com. You can subscribe there for future releases and teasers. Or there's a contact tab where you can go ahead, and if you want to collaborate or work on something with me, you can just fill out the information there, send it, and I'll be willing to work with you.
All right. Now we have to support. So if you're watching this interview, please make sure you go to her platforms and social media and follow her and support. And is there any words of advice that you would like to give to anybody that's starting out fresh in this business? What are some of the tools that you think helped you as you started your journey with producing music?
There is a lot, but there's always one thing that really sticks to me, and that's having the confidence to have your music in multiple, because there's a lot of people that hold on to their music and they don't want to release it because they're afraid that people aren't going to want to listen to it. Everyone, there's an audience for everyone.
Right.
Really everyone in every genre. So if you put it out, there's always going to be listeners. So just being able to have that confidence to have your music and put it out, that's something that we really have to think about.
That's key. That's key advice right there. So again, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on my show, and I hope you come back and let me know about your future releases that you're working on. I'm definitely going to make sure I go and subscribe and follow you and stay in the loop. And I know your father will also keep me in the loop. So shout out to Derek Scott again, my longtime friend. He used to have t-shirt business. This man is very creative, entrepreneur all the way, straight from New York to Florida. I wish you all the best and much success to what you're doing. And I look forward to see what Fynesse has coming in the years to come. I wish you much success on everything.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me. Thank you.
Of course. And please come back. So again, y'all support, and we have this wonderful, positive young lady doing her thing. And coming up next, we also have Tasha Cato, who also, the stories are kind of similar. I didn't realize that. But I guess I may have to call this like a woman empowerment, women that's making moves and doing positive things. So we'll be right back with more, y'all. This is Deborah COCO. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Oh, matter of fact, we're going to show the video. That's right. The video's coming right up, right there. And we'll be back, y'all. Check it out.
No more games. Tired of feeling hurt. So naive of me. Was all of this worth? Empty words still can feel them. Done with being a victim. All the signs didn't see them. Should have known. Yearn for someone to listen. Needs must block out your vision. Wasn't paying attention. Need you to go. 'Cause I look back, I can see all my mistakes. The need to be in someone's embrace. Was dumb to think that a man can make me. I did believe you don't deserve me. Deserve nothing less than perfect. Baby, you ain't worth it. You ain't worth it. You don't deserve me. Deserve nothing less than perfect. Baby, you ain't worth it. You ain't worth it. All my patience you tested. Always led me to question why I needed your presence. Now I know. Thought you were my protection. Starting to see the blessing, the lesson, the message. Better on my own. 'Cause I look back, I can see all my mistakes. The need to be in someone's embrace. Was dumb to think that a man can make me. I did believe you don't deserve me. Deserve nothing less than perfect. Baby, you ain't worth it. You ain't worth it. You don't deserve me. Deserve nothing less than perfect.